Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. And for the third time, hopefully I get this right, let's talk about these Battlefield patch notes, man. So to prevent this video from being super drawn out and long, I'm just kind of going to give you guys a brief summary of what is going on with these patch notes. We'll probably read a little bit because it was a lot to go over. So we'll just talk about some of the things that I find are the main importance of this update, but there's a lot, y'all. There's a lot. So the update goes live 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be live bright and early tomorrow morning for everybody. So what are some things that we can expect with it? Well, one of the big things that they want to talk about first and foremost, the fact that they have now weekly challenges that you can complete in order to earn specific like cosmetics, and it's only going to be obtainable by doing these weekly challenges. You'll have 3 challenges to do once a week, and once you complete them, they'll give you cosmetics. Now, I'm really thinking that might be a good idea, but hopefully, hopefully they give us some, challenge worthy cosmetics, because that's going to be something people are interested in, but you have to really give them like nice cosmetics in order for them to want to stick around and actually keep doing that. But steps in the right direction. Good job, Battlefield, on that one. They also state that there's about 150 things that they're changing, all including map, audio. They got visual changes, they have UI changes, they got some menu changes, they even have specialist changes, and that's just a few of the things to note. Like I said, it's a long list of changes to come in this Battlefield update tomorrow, which, let me just go ahead and say this, man, I'm excited. I'm planning on sticking around with Battlefield for the long haul. So some of the changes that they made, man, they made some changes to matchmaking friends, so it's a little bit easier for you to get into games with friends. You can see exactly if your friends are in a game a lot easier now. Also, being able to get onto the game and being able to join a game, whether you're on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, doesn't matter. That process is a lot easier. They made some fixes to a lot of the bugs that people were experiencing with that, so that's a good. They changed things in the user interface in general. They, like I said, there's a lot of little bug fixes and stuff like that that were, fucking the game up. So they are making those right moves. They also helped with the progression and the unlock stage. So essentially now, whenever we progress in there and we unlock guns or we get new things for our calling cards or whatever, there are going to be little indicators letting us know exactly what is unlocked, did get, and all those things. So it makes it a little easier to be able to find out what exactly it is that they did, instead of having to go through the menu, search for everything, and then make sure they found the right attachment. All that. They made those changes. They made overall improvements to the XP and the tracking reliability in the game. So now you'll have a better understanding and an idea of exactly where you are in your XP. They're also going to be giving out more XP so that they can progress a little bit faster. Like I said earlier, they did make a lot of changes to the map. So over 150 individual fixes, small changes across all of their maps. So every map is going to be fixed to some extent. Just an idea of what some of those things are. They resolved the multiple spawning issues, resolved glitches such as lens and flare sky dome, resolved a large number of collision and placement issues, and addressed issues affecting local audio placement in most maps. So like I said, y'all, big changes I like. Now, just talking a little bit about some of the changes that they made to Hazard Zone, man. They made it improve the dark matter credit. So that's going to be improved, which I don't know if I want to say it was bad, but improvements to that credit so you can get more bang for your buck, I guess, is really nice, because you really can't do much without those damn credits. You can't buy certain guns. You can't buy anything if you don't have enough. So them making those changes, super nice. They modified the squad and player screen to remove enemy squad name. They modified the scoreboard to no longer connect enemy players, to no longer show connected enemies. They added additional flares to extraction zones, offering players better visual and extraction areas, as well as providing additional cover. Big dub. I also know that they gave us new spawn sites for the caps, the data caps, so that's dope as hell. They also gave us more data cards in a lot of those capsules. Those are all big wins for me, man. I was hoping for a better skill-based matchmaking experience. Personally, Battlefield, I've been struggling by myself, but it's okay. Don't worry. I'm working it out over here. They also removed an issue where 2 teams could extract simultaneously. I did not know that was a thing prior to this little video, but seeing that they removed it is super dope. And I could keep going, but it's like I said before, man, it's a long list of things that they changed. They made a lot of good changes for Hazard Zone that I think are going to be helpful in the long haul. They also made some changes to Portal. Again, this is another long list type of thing, but from the majority of what I was reading, it just seems like they were fixing a lot of issues that people were having the guns on there. So they fixed it to where it's not as much clipping. They fixed a lot of the ADS issues that you guys were having over there, also myself, but I wouldn't say I experienced a lot of those issues. They also fixed an issue where bullet spread would be too high when trying to fire while zoomed right after sprinting for some Portal weapons. So that's a pretty big fix. I know that would have been annoying if I experienced that one. Setting a low max health multiplier for vehicles will no longer cause them to spawn in on fire. So little things like that they fixed. They fixed the builder editions, rules editor, Battlefield 1942, Bad Company, Battlefield 3, and so on and so forth. So a lot of the things in those game modes that you wanted to add into Portal have been fixed. So you guys could now possibly get in there and just have a much better Portal experience, which is nice because like I said in my last video, which I'll have ahead on top of that, Portal is a really fun game mode that I was gonna start getting into a lot more recently, especially because I was having such a horrible experience on Hazard. But with all these changes, I think both game modes are gonna be great. They fixed some things a little bit in Conquest. They tuned information spamming in Conquest, which is really just like when you see the chat, not anything major, so don't expect it big for Conquest just yet. They did some dynamic world improvements, which is addressing issues for the VFX affecting late joiners. It was kind of like a lot of late joiner things. They improved the interaction with the Sentry Gun in elevators, quality of life fixes and improvements to interaction prompt, tornado smoke visual effects, and they also improved the audio effects of the tornado. So they did a lot of things with the environment that were improvements visually, and like I said before, the audio sounds better. In the audio section, they did fix some of the pinging sound. That's going to be improved. They also improved the pinging overall to where now you have an easier time, and it is a more visual healing thing, I guess is the word I'm looking for when you're pinging a down teammate. You can let them know, they show a lot easier. And let's see, they added audio for damaged engines fires on vehicles, so that's nice. Oh, another thing that they fixed was some of the transmissions and shock suppression. I'm gonna say that, y'all, because I was struggling with saying that word earlier, but they fixed that for the cars. Also, when you're switching gears, they added an audio effect for that, so now you kind of have a better understanding of car, and it just gives you a better feel of a Battlefield experience. You know what I mean? I think those are all nice. Then moving on, they made some changes to specialists, man, and for the most part, they made changes to almost every specialist, and I'll kind of briefly summarize so you guys have an idea of what's going on. Angel, with his care packages, they made that better, but they did stop you from being inside of a building at the bottom of it and then calling your care package at the top of it. You can't do that anymore. That's not a thing. They added some visual effects to polish the destruction and despawning of the loadout crate. They did a few things to the loadout crate as well, such as when using the loadout crate, players now scroll if more than 4 loadouts are available. The cooldown for resupply action of the loadout crate is now shared between loadout crates, and added a unique sound when picking up armor. So those are some of the little changes, also, as well as highlighting your allies white when they need either armor plates or ammo, so it makes it a little easier for him to see who exactly what. So I think that's a nice little change. For Irish, it wasn't too much, just some like little glitches from the sounds of it with his deployable cover, such as fixing the issue where the deployable cover minimap icon was not displayed correctly, improve reliability of the DC deployable cover, deployable placement, allowing placement on more angled surfaces. So just little small things. For Dozer, now it just seemed like there was some serious issues with this man's shield, and I mean, as soon as the game came out, especially if you had like the earlier packets, you couldn't even use his damn shield. But from the sounds of it, man, going over some of the patch notes, fixed an issue where players could not enter a vehicle while having his shield equipped. They also fixed an issue when reviving is hard to perform while his shield is equipped. That's no longer a problem. And issues where killing a player with his shield would also take the victim's dog tag, and he can no longer ragdoll a nigga into the air with his damn shield when he gets a kill with it. So if you were one of the people that was doing that, sorry to tell you that that fun is actually over come tomorrow. Guys, excuse me for butchering his name, but Rayo, I don't know how to say his name, but they fixed some of the cyber warfare suit. Sorry, wrong. So they added a short grace period for his cyber warfare suit when something occludes the target being hacked. This will help most frequently when trying to hack vehicles that may be driving in front of trees. And they also fixed issues where the suit would trigger enemies hacked voiceover without enemies being present. Little changes right there for him. Pike, again, sorry if I'm butchering their name, but they fixed a few things with the scanner. So one of the things was target found audio effect not working for targets beyond 20 meters. That's fixed. They also disabled the usage of the scanner while inside vehicles, and the scanner should now be able to spot targets above or below Pike. And one last, they added a sound effect for victims being scanned by the scanner. So it's some nice little changes to a lot of these specialists. For Casper, now Casper had a few more things changed about his drone, but we'll go over at least 3 that I think are probably the biggest. So one of the things is they increased the movement speed of the drone. I think that's important, man, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I play games where you get in a drone, and one thing that seems to be a reoccurring issue, these damn drones fly slow as shit. And I'm glad that they're making his move a little faster. Hopefully it's faster than what I'm thinking was like 0.5 faster. They adjusted the near drone spotting distance. They also adjusted the size of the spotting area when controlling the drone's camera. And I'll give you guys one more because I feel like one of them I kind of hold you out on some. They increased the range of the EMP of the drone. So I think that's better. They did a little thing too where the audio fix and the visual effects of you actually spotting and targeting somebody with drone is better too. So like I said, Casper got a lot of that drone, especially since that's like essentially his entire kit. So that's nice. Boris Sentry Gun, they were little tweaks here and there, like just for example, now when Boris goes down, the Sentry Gun will now be destroyed when the owner dies instead of down. So now Boris has a little bit more of an incentive to actually stay alive instead of just killing themselves, because now the Sentry Gun will continue to be active. Also, the Sentry Gun would not be able to acquire targets that are near a vehicle. They fixed that issue, so now it can. With my girl Sundance, who is my favorite specialist in this game, one of her grenades now, instead of just detonating immediately, it has to bounce and then detonate to give the enemy team a little bit of a time to react and get away if they need. They also fixed one of the grenades where you throw it and it would lock vehicles, where I guess before it was having an issue and it wasn't locking on immediately and it would kind of spin around for a second before it did any. They fixed that issue, so now it should be locking on to the target, then moving on to the only medic of the, but they made it easier for her to be able to see who actually needs heals and who doesn't need heals. So they'll light up blue for her. It's a little easier for her to also see down teammates and be able to identify who needs survived. And they also fixed a little bit of gun, the locking on and locking off mechanic, be a little bit easier for you to shoot that dart out and go ahead and give your teammates a quick little heal. And before we move on from that, I should also mention that they said something in the patch notes about now it's a little easier to identify exactly who on the team is doing what, who's the medic, you know what I'm saying? Like, they are slightly better highlighted for a more enjoyable experience, especially for the people who are Battlefield vets and preferred that type of game style and miss that about it. So hopefully that's a change that you guys are happy with. And then finally, the last specialist that they fixed was McKay and his grappling. They fixed the issue where the grappling hook got misaligned in front of a gadget after changing your FOV settings, so that's no longer an issue. Fixed the vault after the grappling hook animation where it could cause camera jerks or provide no animation at all, and reduce the damage of the grappling hook. So those little changes to McKay. Hopefully he is in a better spot now. I don't think any specialist bad spot, but it's nice to see that they're making tweaks and changes to these specialists to make them better or more well balanced. Also, one of the things that we also need to talk about is the fact that they did fix some of the hit mark registrations. So what I mean by that is sometimes when you were in Battlefield, for those of you who don't know, you would try and shoot, or you would be shooting an enemy, and you wouldn't be getting your hit registrations. They would just be giving you hit marks and nothing would happen. So they did address some of that, and that issue has been taken care of to an extent They said that they're going to keep monitoring and watching after they put this patch out and it goes live. But they did say for the most part they addressed a good amount of that hit registry. So now finally we should have a little bit of a better experience when we're actually shooting somebody, and it should not take as long for them to go down, because now we're not just going to be getting hit markers. So that's a big plus in my opinion, because I know that was a big issue in this game. And then like I said, man, this list is a long list of them just talking about some of the gadgets that they fixing some of the animations and a lot of audio fixes. Guns sound a lot better on here. The reload animation isn't as bad. ADSing isn't as bad anymore. They're making all those things more smooth, sound better, look better, and also feel better all in one. So I'm really happy to see that, man, and it's gonna be a good change. Hopefully they can continue to make those changes, and again, they keep tweaking some of these things to make Battlefield feel like a better game. Personally, like I said, I enjoy Battlefield, but I'm not gonna just sit here and act like they don't have issues as well. I'm an honest and realistic person. Battlefield has some issues, but I would say just because of those issues, I would not rank this game as a shitty game. You know what I mean? Like, I still have a good time on here, but that's just my opinion, and everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But at this moment, I think these changes are all the right changes that people want to hear and see the game make. So now hopefully it'll keep more people coming back to the game, and it'll keep a bigger fan base. So you guys let me know how you feel about that. Do you guys think that these are good patch notes from the ones that I read, or do you think that there still needs more done? Again, I know some people kind of want the older Battlefield experience, but hopefully Portal can provide that. But with all that, man, if you guys did end up this video, please do me a favor and be sure to leave a like on this video and share this with a friend so that they can see that Battlefield has an update live tomorrow. Also, you guys should think about hitting that sub button, because we are still trying to hit our sub goal of 1,000 subs before New Year's, and I know we can do it, especially over here, Battlefield community. Come on now. And last but not least, don't forget to turn that notification so you always be notified whenever I post a video. With all that being said, man, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one.
Yeah, you don't even know my name. You don't understand my pain. They tryna get him a drive, nigga. They got me moving a lot quicker, yeah. I don't ever wanna change. Make no sense for me to stay the same. I got my hand on the glide, nigga. She got her hand on my cot. Wait, look. Name a nigga that's real on God, I got curious. I got no love in my heart, yeah, I'm serious. Money problem keep him toting that on. Saying fine, but you know I'm lying. Suffer in silence, cause don't no one give a fuck, really. I'm tired of playing in games. Only influenced by pain, but I influence the same. Dog, it's a shame.